What's up? Welcome back to the channel. And today being Wednesday, we're talking knives. More particularly, today we're talking Montana Knife Company. Before we get into that, I want to remind you that Montana Knife Company has an amazing opportunity for you to donate to those victims of the fires in California and the floods from the hurricane in North Carolina that are still suffering and dealing with freezing temperatures over there. And people in California are still dealing with obviously being without a home and being misplaced and so many other things that they do not have available to them. So Montana Knife Company has done an amazing job of making sure that you are able to donate. And the way that you do that is you can go over and either purchase a shirt or a Zippo lighter with their campaign of Come Hell or High Water. Definitely go check that out because you're going to want to be able to get those proceeds over to our brothers and sisters out on either coast that are suffering right now in ways that are unimaginable to us who happen to have, like I've got a fan going right now. We have a heater in the freezing weather here in Utah. So please go and check it out. At least go take a look and see what Josh, Brandon, Andrew, and the crew over at Montana Knife Company have going right now. It's something that you will 100% want to be a part of. And if anything, you get an awesome shirt out of it. But more than that, there have been some amazing companies which are our partners of the show, such as Dialed is throwing in a Dialed Proof site. And there's so many other things that are being thrown in there for the winner of. Not only are they giving all these proceeds to California and North Carolina, but they're also giving away all these prizes. So when you get entered in, you are able to have that incentive to win these prizes as well. So you're donating to a good cause. If that's not enough, you're winning, or you have the opportunity to win 2 custom-made knives by Josh Smith himself with some Damascus steel, elk antlered handle, and so many other opportunities as well. So if anything, just at least while you're watching this video, click the link down in the description so that you can go over there and check out the donation there for Montana Knife Company. And as well, I'm going to try and figure it out if I can somewhere right here in the video along the bottom. I'm going to have the banner so that you can go and check out where you can go and make these donations as well with Montana Knife Company. Now, with that being said, guys, let's get into the knife that started it all. Now, I don't have the original Blackfoot. There's a bunch of them floating around. You can see, I don't really clean my knives that well before I bring them here for video, guys. But this is the Blackfoot 2.0. Now, I have the carbon version and I have the MagnaCut steel version. This is the MagnaCut steel, but they are restocking them on Thursday. So tomorrow, the day after this comes out, on Thursday, what's that going to be? The 22nd, 23rd of January. These knives are going back in stock on the website, the carbon version. So 52-100 steel, not this one, the stainless. I just have this one hanging up on the wall back here and chose to grab this one to talk to you guys about, because this knife right here is what started it all for Montana Knife Company. Now, Josh Smith has been making knives for years. He's a master bladesmith. But what he's done with Montana Knife Company is these aren't all custom style knives. He's taken his ideas with knives, him and a team, and then other people that they've collaborated with, and put together knives that they can put into production to be able to provide to you and me at a price that's more reasonable than a full custom knife. Josh even told the story, and I'm just going to summarize it here, but basically where one of the many motivating factors for him getting and starting Montana Knife Company was he had multiple people, and then one guy in particular that came to him asking for a knife to be able to gift to their son on their first hunt, and something that they could use for the rest of the time that they hunt throughout their life. And Josh made custom knives, but to make the knife that this guy wanted, it was going to have to be at least $600 just for it to break even, is what he was saying. And so he wouldn't make any profit off of it. There'd be a lot of time spent into it. And it's $600, which is really pricey for a knife, for a kid, for hunting. So Josh understood all of that, and he chose to start Montana Knife Company to bring, manufacturing here in the U.S., jobs here to Montana, or they're in Montana, they're in Frenchtown. All of that to be said, this knife is the knife that started it all, the Blackfoot. And now the Blackfoot 2.0 is this one right here. So the carbon steel one comes out tomorrow. So I'm going to read off some specs after I go over with you the reasons why I really like this blade and why I feel like this blade can honestly do it all for people that are looking for a do-it-all style blade and don't necessarily want to catch every single drop that comes out from Montana Knife Company, but you're looking for a good overall blade for hunting. You can use this in the kitchen. You can use this on your belt. You can use this for utilitarian reasons around the farm, in camp, when you're backpacking, all of the above. So we're gonna go over the specs on this one really quick. So first and foremost, the one that's coming out again on Thursday is the 52100 ball bearing steel, high carbon steel, which allows you to sharpen it up really well, gets to a really fine edge, and holds an edge really well, but also is easier to sharpen back up. What I do recommend is that if you expose it to any kind of, whether it be blood or water or moisture, humidity, whatever, I highly recommend that you get some blade wax to go with it as well, so you can clean it up and then put a layer of blade wax on there, a light layer, just so that it doesn't leave any rust if you don't want any rust issues with it being a high carbon steel. All right, so the overall length here is 7.5 inches. The blade length is 3 3/8 inches. Blade thickness is 0.110 inches. The full knife weight is about 3.6 ounces. So very doable. I wear a size large mechanics glove. That's how it fits in my hand right there. And the handle is just comfortable. It's G10 handle, which I really like G10. It's grippy when it needs to be. It's slick where it needs to be. It doesn't tear your hand up, but it also gives you grip whenever you're utilizing it, so that you're not sliding up on the handle and nicking yourself with the knife blade itself. What else to be said about this? I mean, it's just a classic knife design, very basic, nothing too fancy, not huge and not tiny. Does a lot of work. It allows you to get up here and index with your finger. I know you guys have seen me do that before when we talk about knives. I really like being able to do that when I'm getting up in the cavity of an animal. Specifically, I can have a little bit more control of what's going on with the tip of that blade. And outside of that, again, just a good, solid amount of blade right there to be able to do work around, the kitchen, the campfire, and when you're out on the mountain. So what I like to do personally is whenever I'm, at camp, I'm able to use this knife to cut up, meals. I'm able to whittle with this if I need to create like a feather stick or something like that. I can, as possible. It's obviously not the best knife for that, but this knife can do it all. That's really what it boils down to. This is the knife, the jack of all trades, the Blackfoot 2.0. If you've been waiting for that kind of blade, the jack of all trades style blade, the blade that can do it all for you, go and pick one of these up tomorrow on Thursday when they drop. If you have questions about how to get in on the drop, how to get notified, etc., I highly recommend you go and drop a comment down below so that I can kind of walk you through that. I know multiple people have talked about it. There are ways that you can get in on this drop. They're going to have a very large number of these. They're trying to keep them in stock on the website because they know that this blade, again, it started it all, and it is that do-it-all blade that a lot of people are honestly looking for. That doesn't really specialize in any one thing, but can do it all for you. So again, I've used this around camp. I've used this blade on animals. I've used it in the kitchen, and I've used it just for normal knife stuff like opening boxes and cutting threads off of clothing and things like that. So this blade really will do it all, guys. Highly recommend checking it out. Go check out the Blackfoot 2.0 in carbon steel, launching tomorrow. Again, restocking on the website. Absolutely love that. And again, guys, don't forget, while you're over there grabbing that knife, or even if you're not looking for this particular knife, go and support our brothers and sisters in North Carolina and California by going and donating to the cause that Montana Knife Company has going on. And again, if it's not enough to want to donate to these people that are suffering right now, our fellow Americans, you can win big. There are some amazing prizes for just getting entered in on this giveaway. So go and check it out. Use the link down below. It'll let them know that I sent you there. So you'll be supporting the show along with supporting everything else that you're getting into by donating to the people in North Carolina and California. through Montana Knife Company. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. Leave a subscribe and a comment and a like if you like this video and you want to see more about Montana Knife Company. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And of course, get out, live your life, and love it.